Welcome to another episode of Shy Talks podcast, where we keep it real and it's a safe place to be you. Today we're going to be talking about feeling overwhelmed and basically letting go from people that we outgrew. We're going to be talking about that. So let's get into it. I'm excited about this episode because I just feel like I used to be, ratchet out all the time, in a sense, okay? Because everyone still have their little ratchet moment and stuff like that. But I just feel like when you're in your 20s, early 20s, you're just so free-spirited. You don't really think about settling down and things like that, And it's like now I've grown into a woman. Like, I'm about to be 30, so that's crazy. In March, Pisces, yeah. And so we're gonna be talking about that. I'm excited because it's like you grow out so much people. And when you change your environment, things start getting better in a sense, especially when you're around that environment that you wasn't growing around, if that makes sense. So let's get into it. So, you ever realize you're the only one holding a friendship together? I can't be the only one that feel this way. Like, I cannot. Like, damn, am I the glue or the gorilla glue? Because listen, why am I the only one calling, checking in, planning things, making sure the friendship is alive? At this point, I feel like I'm doing a full-time job. I just feel like when I'm in a relationship with a friend, meaning sisterhood, I take that very seriously. Like, I'm committed, and I just feel like, yes, people grow up in a sense, like, not in a sense, everyone grow up, but I just feel like when you grow up with a person and you have that attachment to them, that sister attachment, and you're the only one that's doing the work. At this point, I just feel like it's just a full-time job, babe. That's just how I feel. And here's the thing. When you start growing, leveling up, and focusing on you, that's when people start acting funny. But guess what? Growth is personal, not a group project. What did I just say? Okay. Growth is personal, not a group project, okay? So today, we're talking about why it's okay to put yourself first, why you don't need to chase anybody, and why outgrowing people is actually a sign you're doing something right. Because healing is ghetto. Yes, at this point, Manifa put that on her shirt because it is. And nobody talks about the part where you start losing people you thought would be around forever. So, boom. Okay, let me tell y'all, because you guys are my support group at this point. We're all fam. I had a situation recently with someone I used to be close with. We were tight for years, always moving as a unit. But over the time, I started to notice something. We weren't on the same page anymore. And that's okay, right? Or at least I thought it was. But apparently my growth was a problem. Like, I'm sorry I don't move the same way I did at 22. See, look, when I was 22, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, like hitting that mark, like 21, 22, I was wild. In a sense, I was very free-spirited. I did not give a crap about taking stuff seriously. I go with the flow. I do what feels right. I wasn't really thinking. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a product of my environment. Like, I was smoking, I was getting lit all the time, to the point where I didn't really have a responsibility. I didn't really have the mind of, you know what, I have responsibilities. Although I had a child at 21, I'm always a great mom. But certain things that I need to take, I need to take serious, I wasn't really taking serious. Like, I wasn't thinking about, okay, you know what? Let me think about a career. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Like, I wasn't doing all that. So I just feel like around that time I was wild. Like, I was lit. I was always out. And I just feel like a lot of people miss that person. I still will go out and have fun. But the person that I am now, I've grown so much into a woman. Baby, right now, I'm focusing on creating so much stream of income, growing more. I'm focusing on when I pass away, my child has something and more properties, all that type of stuff. My mind is not, okay, well, we're about to go out this weekend and then next weekend we're going to do it again. I just feel like in your life, you have a season, and baby, that season for me is just over. And some people is glued to that glued to that season, when at a certain time in your life, you have to grow up. You have to do this thing called what? Growth, okay? So, again, I'm sorry that I don't move the same way I did at 22, but I'm sorry that I'm not available for every little thing, that I'm focused on my goals, that my priorities shift. Again, that's called growth. Am I really sorry? No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I'm not. And the thing is, I'm always apologizing. I feel like that's a thing that I do, because in my life, I'm always feeling like I'm a problem or something is wrong. So let me just say sorry. But no, I'm not sorry about that. I'm glad that I've grown. And I'm glad that I'm here. You know, I am the woman who I am now. That person that was 21, 22, 23, I wouldn't want to be her now, honestly, because she was all over the damn place. She was all over the damn place. She was a good time, but baby, I was worried about her. I really was. And that's the crazy part. It's not even about me doing anything to them. It's just that I changed, and that made them uncomfortable. And let's be real, that happens a lot. People be loving the old version of you because it benefited them. But the minute you start becoming who you're supposed to be and what God called you to be, suddenly they have an attitude. Friendships require mutual effort. Let me repeat that, okay? Friendships require mutual effort. Let's talk about that real quick, okay? Let's talk about that effort real quick. Because here's what I realized. I was doing all the work in certain friendships. I was the one checking in, the one planning meetups, the one holding the connection. And for what? To feel drained. I just feel like you grow in life, yes. Okay, let's talk about it. Let me just say it. Because again, you grow in life, yes, but I just feel like some friendships have jealousy. And I just feel like if you're jealous of me and you know that you are, babes, we could just be like, hi, bye. We don't have to be friends. Because again, I take my friendship seriously to the point where you don't even become my friend, babes. You're my sister. I take sisterhood very seriously. And in my life, for some reason, jealousy towards me is so strong. And I'm a girl's girl. It's like, I'm a girl. Like, I will see you and be like, hey, babes, you look good. There's nothing jealous about me. Like, I love to hype up my sisters. Like, I will be out and compliment every woman I see. Like, that's just me. That's just me. From, if I see something that you have on that I like, from your complexion, from your makeup, from the way you talk, from the way you walk, that's just me. That's just me. But here's what I realized. Again, I'm doing all the checking in, like I said, holding everything together. No, holding the connection together, and that's draining. So let me be clear. Friendship should not feel like a 9-to-5 job. I'm not clocking in for people who wouldn't even call me if I disappeared for a month. And that's the thing. I seen this thing on Instagram where this person, I'm not gonna say a name, posed and said, I have a relationship with my friend where we can disappear for 2 years, 3 years, and we still have a relationship. I just feel like people go through stuff all the time. Mental health is real, and people go through stuff all the time. You never know what a person go through. I'm not saying that you're supposed to talk to that person every day, but baby, check in with me. Check in with me. Let me know. Especially when you live down the street. Anywho, yeah. Especially when you live down the street, or if you out of town, baby, check in. I don't know what you're going through. You don't know what I'm going through. And at the end of the day, let me in. Because I'm a person like this. If I know that you're going through something, baby, I'm going to be there for you. That's the type of woman I am. So that's just what I had to say about that. But I just feel like, why am I begging grown adults to be my friend? If I got to chase you for a friendship, I might as well sign up a marathon. Sign up for a marathon at this point. Okay? At this point, like, I don't want to feel like I'm chasing anybody, because let me be deep with y'all. Can I be deep with y'all? Can I be deep with y'all? Can I be vulnerable? Can I be vulnerable with y'all? Can I? Okay. I feel like my whole life with my parents, I feel like I've been chasing my parents my whole life. So when I get a friend that turned into like a sisterhood, I don't want to feel like I'm chasing you, because what's that's telling me is the love that I'm putting out, you're not giving back. And that's what happened to me my whole life. So I don't like that. I don't like to feel like I'm chasing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going through something, let me know. And if you need your time, your space, let me know. I respect that, because everyone needs their time. But babes, when it's 2-3, sorry for spitting. When it's 2-3 years down the line and you're not checking in with me, to me, that's a problem. That is a problem, okay? So the next thing that we're going to talk about is healing is what? Y'all know the slogan. Healing is ghetto, but it's necessary. Okay? I always say healing is ghetto. It's ghetto because you don't realize how many people you have to leave behind just to find your peace. And sometimes leaving, not but sometimes, a lot of times when you have to leave a person behind, baby, that hurts, especially when you love them so much. It hurts. I cut off so much people. And it hurt because I'm like, damn, I'm looking at all the memories. I'm looking at everything that we've been through, all the tears, the disagreements, but we bounced back. But then I realized, damn, baby, we haven't grown together at all. we haven't grown together at all. And probably that's why God just let people disappear like that out of my life. And I don't have to do it sometimes. Because they're probably still doing the same thing that we were doing back then, and they haven't grown. So I don't stress it at this point. I just don't. I just don't stress it. So you start setting boundaries, and people start calling you difficult. You stop being available for everyone, and suddenly you're acting brand new. You prioritize your well-being, and now people think you're selfish. But let me tell you something. Choosing yourself is not selfish, babe. It's survival. And that's on Managa said period, because everybody said period. Managa said Mary Little Lamb. That's on New York sandwich, egg and cheese. Let me stop. No, for real. Like, that's real. That's real. It's survival. It's not being selfish. Because at the end of the day, if I'm overwhelming myself trying to please people, who's going to pour back into me? Crickets. Exactly. Now, let me hit y'all with some raw truths, because I know somebody need to hear this, okay? Some people don't miss you. They miss access to you. Big difference. Big difference. Big difference. I remember back in the days where I used to go out so much, and certain people used to go out with me, and I knew a lot of people. Like, we would get into clubs. We would get into so much places. We wouldn't have to pay for nothing. And I just felt like, damn, like, when you start realizing, like, you're around me because of the connection. You have access to so much. So that hit different. That really hit different, If they care, they show up. It's really that simple. Oh my gosh. So let me tell y'all something. Let me share something with you guys. So when it comes to my podcast, right? I started my podcast, and I'm still pushing through for my podcast. I'm not going to give up, because at the end of the day, baby, this is going to be big. Okay? Period. It's going to be big. So when I started my podcast, and anyone that knows, when you start a podcast, anyone that's starting a podcast knows it's a lot of work. There's things that you're going to need when it comes to lighting, so much stuff, like certain laptops for editing, things like that. And I sent out this long paragraph about support. And I remember when this person, they hopped over my posts. They jumped over my message and started making them about them. Like, do you want me to do this do you want me to do this for you? Or I'm doing this. Can you support this? Basically, you're doing the same thing that I'm doing, babes, asking for support. You haven't even said, well, you know what? I can't donate this, but I can subscribe. But you're asking me to basically do you a favor. I just feel like, again, if they cared, they will show up. It's really that simple. And another thing is, your growth will offend people who were comfortable with you being lost. That hit me every time. Because when I was lost and all over the place, I have so much people around me. And it's so funny because I'm in an age gap relationship, and When I met my man, my love, he's in business, and I see his crowd. Everyone that he surrounds himself with, and I'm like, wow, this is so motivating. And I'm like, train me, be my mentor, train me. I want you to train me into being how you are, where it goes to having a routine, going to the gym, reading this book, having this lifestyle, going to church. This is what I want. And when I started changing my life, I'm telling you, so much people just like, I didn't even really have to I cut off a lot of people, I did. But some people I didn't even have to cut off. They just drop like, whoa. They just drop. Like, God did it for me. So your growth will offend people who are comfortable with you being lost. I promise you. And look, I'm not saying cut people off for no reason. I'm not saying that. But when the energy feels one-sided, believe that feeling. Believe that feeling. That feeling is for real. It's not something that's, oh, am I tripping? You're not. You're not, okay? Because a healthy friendship should never leave you feeling drained. And if the only time you hear from someone is when they need something, baby, that's not a friendship. That's a transaction, okay? All right? So let's close with this. Let that guilt go. Let it go. If you've been feeling guilty about putting yourself first, stop. You come first. First of all, you got to love yourself first. You got to put yourself first before you put anybody else first. And I'm learning that while I'm telling you guys that, I'm learning that. Like, I have to put myself first. I have to love myself. If I don't love myself, baby, how can I love my love? How can I love my son? How can I love anybody? Baby, I'm first. I have to be first. You ain't Jesus. You don't need to die on the cross for every friendship. And at some point, you got to say, if I'm the only one putting in effort, baby, I'm done. And that's not mean. That's what I realized too. Like, babes, that's not mean. That's self-respect. That's not mean. That's not mean. I promise you that's not mean. So do what you got to do. Protect your energy. Let people go with love. Let them go. You gotta let it go. Da-da. Feel like a TKO. Ooh. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go with love. Let it go with love. Still have a loving heart, baby, but you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. And stop trying to force connections. That don't fit where you're going. It don't. Stop trying to force connections. Stop. And if they can't handle your growth, well, they were never meant to be in your next chapter anyway. That's just what it is. If they can't handle your growth, oh, she'll act like she better me. Baby, I'm not better than nobody, and you're not better than me. I'm not better than anybody. I have flaws just like you. But baby, if you can't handle my growth, support my growth, accept my growth, baby, that means when I'm in that next chapter, why are you there? You can't come with me anyway. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So I want you guys to hug yourself. Hug yourself. Love yourself. Be true to yourself. Always accept who you are. There's no one like you. There's no one like me. I am shy and I love me. Okay? Keep that in mind. Love yourself. Love yourself. You're beautiful. You're kind. You're amazing. You're amazing. And I feel like a lot of people too, they have so much insecurities and they feel like, oh, I need this person to feel love. I started having insecure issues because of the weight that I was putting on, and unnecessary weight. But I'm doing something about it. I'm going to the gym, and sometimes I feel insecure, but then I love myself. Like, baby, you are beautiful. You're amazing. You're looking better and better. Baby, you are fine. My man tell me that I'm beautiful all the time, but I don't need him to tell me that I'm beautiful to feel beautiful. Like, I love me. I love me, okay? Love yourself. Love yourself, brothers, and love yourself, sisters. Love yourself, okay? So that's today's episode, y'all. If you felt this one, send it to a friend who needs to hear it. Send it to a sister. Even send it to a grandma. Her grandma, sometimes our grandma has not been grandmaing these days. I'm just joking, but send it to a friend who needs to hear it, a cousin, a sister, aunt. And as always, stay real, stay growing, and stay choosing you, okay? I'll catch y'all next time on Shy Talks Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right, you guys have a blessed day, a blessed night. And don't forget to choose you. Go, 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 go.